your cameras off and your mics on mute. In case there is anything that you wish to ask Sister Shivani specifically, please do type it out in the chat box. Over to you, Bhavna.
Thank you, Rinki. And a good evening to everybody joining us today on CII IWN's Need of the Hour. This evening we have with us Sister Shivani. Good evening, Sister Shivani. It is indeed a privilege to have you on our platform, and especially during these times, having you with us, being such a light and inspiration to everybody. It's just, we're in gratitude. Thank you so much. And especially an extra gratitude because today our series, our COVID series is culminating, and we're really privileged to have you with us. Thank you so much. So this evening, our session is going to be in two parts. We are going to start with Sister Shivani, who's going to be sharing her thoughts around building emotional resilience. And then after that, as always, and promised to our audience, we will allow for the interaction. So if you have any questions for Sister Shivani, she will be taking them. So Sister Shivani, thank you so much, and over to you.
Thank you so much, and Om Shanti and good evening. It's really important that the last session of your series is ending with taking care of the mind, because for the last 1.5 years, the priority has been physical health, and had to be, because the crisis was a physical health issue. But because our mind did not use the coping skills, the power to adapt, the power to remain calm and stable in a crisis, we allowed our mind to create fear, anxiety, panic. So one was the crisis of the COVID, but another crisis which has started is the beginning, but the mushrooming of mental health issues. Steep rise. By April 30th, 2020, not this year, 2020, Indian Psychiatric Association said that depression and anxiety number of cases had risen by 30% in the country. This year, they are not talking about anxiety. They are saying now it's an anxiety disorder. So it's very important because we've learned how to protect our body. We've learned how to take care of ourselves. And we know most of us are already vaccinated or will be vaccinated very soon. Things are settling. But along with all this, we need to take care of our mind, because emotional health, mental health is also a priority. So when we hear the word resilience, let's go to a simple formula which we learned in physics, because when most of us were in school, stress was not an emotion, it was only in physics. And so the equation was stress is equal to pressure divided by resilience. Pressure divided by resilience. So pressure, the numerator, is a situation. So whether it's a traffic jam, whether it's something not going my way, or whether it's COVID, whether it's examination for a child, it's a pressure. So anything that is happening to me, so a situation in my life, or a person's behavior, or even the health of my body, it's something that's happening to me, because me is here, the energy. So even what's happening to the body is something that's happening to me. This is the stimulus. This is the pressure, the numerator. When we ignore the denominator, so as the pressure increases, we said stress increases. And we started saying stress is normal, because we said stress is equal to pressure. But now today we have to take care of the denominator. It's not pressure, it's pressure divided by resilience. And we've all experienced same situation, same pressure, different people, different levels of stress. Different levels of stress. Same exam, different students, different level of stress. Same situation even in a family. Even in a family, the situation impact is the same for each member of the family. One member will say, my God, what a crisis. The other one will say, it's okay, we can manage it. A third person will say, what's the big thing? These are normal things, they keep happening. So there'll be different responses to the same situation, because the denominator, the resilience means the inner power, my inner power to cope with the situation. So we cannot always only keep talking about the numerator. This entire year, we've been talking more about the numerator. Oh, but it's COVID. Oh, but this is the thing. Oh, but there is lockdown. Oh, but this, which is all a fact. But why aren't we talking about the denominator? Because when the situations are tough, we need our minds to be strong. But by focusing only on the numerator, we allowed the emotional health to start dipping. And when emotional health dips, then sometimes there are a chance that we shift over to a mental health issue. And as leaders of organizations, as heads of family, it's very, very important to be able to recognize emotional health and if it tips off to a mental health issue. So physical health, we know how to take care, we know how to evaluate. Mental health also, more or less, we know when what is happening and we know how we have to ask for help. But most of us will say physically I'm fine, that's why I'm here, and mental health issue, I do not have any. So let's evaluate our emotional health. That's very important because there's no doctor for that. There's no test for that. There's no scan for that. And that's something which only one person can tell you, and that's you yourself. Because what you are feeling here, even your spouse or your children or your parents wouldn't know. Only you know what you are inside. They can only see what you are outside, but nobody knows what's going on inside. So emotional health is something only we can evaluate. So let's grade ourselves on a scale of 1 to 10. Rank yourself: 1, emotional fitness a little low, and 10, emotionally fit. What is the criteria? A lot of criteria, but one basic one: the ability to respond to a situation and person's behavior. If I feel what is happening outside is the cause of what I'm feeling inside, which means if I find my mind saying, I'm angry because of, I'm irritated because of, I'm happy because of, which means whatever is going on here is because of something outside, then I'm emotionally dependent on the outer world. Emotionally dependent on the outer world. And then I will need the outer world to be perfect for me to be happy, calm, and stable always. So then I'm not independent, I'm dependent, which means my emotional health is low. And emotional health, perfect, emotional quotient, emotional immunity, whatever word we use for it, if that's perfect, then situations and people are only outside, and the response is my choice. So we will be able to choose calm in a crisis. We will be able to be respectful to someone who's being rude or even wrong, because our response is not dependent on their behavior. Our response is our choice, chosen by me, based on what is healthy for me. So let's rank ourselves 1 to 10. None of us are 1 or 2, but am I 10? But if not, am I 6, 7, 8, 9? I need to rank myself, because then starts the journey of working towards the 10. It's very important to keep ourselves there at 9 and 10, so that as heads of family and leaders of organization, we will keep people around us at good emotional levels, and then we're going to save ourselves and save them from tipping close to a mental health issue. So mental health issues are on a rise in India. And this is not just during COVID. They were very high even in 2019. In fact, WHO had declared that year about for depression, but then COVID came and so things changed. So even before COVID, they were on rise, and we know what this year has done. So when we come back to work and we are together with the same people, we might not have all of them really the same. Many would have changed a little in how they are feeling and thereby how they are performing at work. And so we need to be sensitized towards understanding that and then knowing how we can take care of it. But simple step is I have to start taking care of myself first. Simple first equation in life today to build up that denominator. From today and from this very moment, don't ever blame situations and people for how you are feeling, which means don't ever say, I'm feeling like this because of. Don't say people are irritating. Never say they hurt me, they disrespected me. None of this is true. They just did what they believed was right. It could be completely wrong, but they cannot get into my mind and hurt me, disrespect me, irritate me, or get me to be angry. Nobody can get in here. So the first equation, and equations of life are very important. Because if the equation is wrong, then whatever may be the problem of life, the answer will not be correct if the first equation is wrong. So the equation is, I am the creator. I am the creator of my every thought, feeling, word, and behavior. And I shift today from emotional dependence to becoming emotionally independent. Never ever. Even if you get hurt, you get upset, get angry, no problem. But don't say it's because of them. Say, I created it. I created it. And I'll just sit back and talk to my mind and I will change it. But if they are the cause, is what I believe, then I wait for them to change. Then I want them to change. And that's why we all want people to change and situations to be perfect. So I am the creator is the first equation that I need to keep in mind. Second one, since I am the creator and I have a choice, I need to know which is the right choice. Because I'm living in a society which is calling a lot of uncomfortable emotions as right, as normal. So stress, anxiety, worry, fear, criticism, comparison, complaining, jealousy, competition, they have been called as normal by society for the last few decades. This is a very big reason why we are not taking care of our mind. None of these are normal emotions. This can be called emotional illness. They are all an emotional illness because they are uncomfortable. They are uncomfortable for the mind, they are unhealthy for the body. So when your doctor says this is a lifestyle disease, so lifestyle, you're going to say, but I eat right, I drink right, I exercise right, I sleep right. So why is it a lifestyle disease? Because lifestyle means the style of this life in terms of thinking, speaking, working, living. That is lifestyle. So what are the healthy emotions? Stress is this side. So let's create two columns. Stress is this side, calm and stability. Anger, empathy, understanding people. Complaining, gratitude. Criticizing, being judgmental, critical about people. Appreciative, motivating. Comparison, self respect. Competition, cooperation. Life is not competition. Life is about sharing, caring, and cooperation. Fear, fearless, faith, and confidence. Now let's start using this list, the emotional, healthy emotions. Let's start using them in response to every situation. So here will be a stimulus. Here will be the pressure, the numerator of my life. I know that I am the creator of the response and I will choose a healthy response. So every time I'm going to choose a healthy response, I'm building my emotional health. I'm building that resilience. Every time I'm choosing an unhealthy response, I'm depleting my emotional health. So we may feel, oh, but they made a mistake, so I had to get angry. I don't have to get angry. I choose to get angry. And when I choose to get angry, I deplete my emotional health. Choice is mine. Choice is mine. And if I keep depleting my emotional health in these small, insignificant situations of the day, then when I have a crisis, then calm and stability doesn't come easy to me. Fear and anxiety, panic, stress, all these things come very easy to us because we did not conserve our emotional health. So let's just hold these two things today. From 6:30 today, we're going to use this. I am the creator, so no blaming. Second, I will choose only the healthy ones. It's not about them, it's about me. I have to conserve my health. And my health is not only my health, I'm a leader. I'm a parent. My vibration, my energy field, my aura is what is going to energize other people. If I deplete myself, then I can only energize from here, motivate from here. Can't motivate from my aura because my energy field will be depleted. So let's start using the healthy emotions. Now, simple lifestyle habits, which will make it easier to build that denominator. Very simple lifestyle habits. First thing, for any health issue, first thing we take care of is the diet. So for emotional health, we need to take care of the emotional diet. And what is emotional diet? What we watch, what we read, what we listen. This has to be put up like a sweet little poster in every house so that even children can see it on a daily basis, that what I watch, what I read, what I listen is who I become. It's very simple. And if we had to draw a graph of media, social media, digital platforms versus emotional and mental health of the country and the world, we will see a direct connection. So when most of us were in school, so if we go back 25, 30 years back, there was no word stress in school. We were not talking depression. We didn't know people have depression. Why? Because we did not have mobiles. We did not have internet. We did not have social media. We did not obviously have digital platforms. Just the first few TV sets, that too with very little positive content, news channels, half an hour in the night, half an hour in the morning, very, very sweetly and respectfully giving us the news, quality of emotional diet, and then draw the graph from 30 years to today, and you'll see direct connection. So we can't change what the world is serving us in terms of media, but it's like food. People will serve. We pick what is healthy for us. We don't eat everything that's given to us. We pick and choose what is healthy for us. So if we want to become emotionally strong and stable, first thing is choose carefully as far as the emotional diet is concerned. Content consumption. Keep one more equation. Content is equal to personality is equal to destiny. Content is equal to personality is equal to destiny. So if I keep only consuming content of lust, ego, greed, jealousy, criticism, violence, ridicule, if I consume that, then nothing can stop me from creating negative thoughts and feelings. Nothing can stop overthinking. We say, why is my mind overthinking? Too much of content consumption and not very good quality. So, quality and quantity are connected. So, first, restrict content consumption. All of us take such good care of our physical diet now. Let's start taking good care of our emotional diet. Emotional diet. Let's not allow all these platforms and all these apps which have been designed for their business to change our destiny. It's their business, they're doing fine, but my destiny is my responsibility. My child's destiny is my responsibility. My organization's destiny is my responsibility. So I just cannot say, oh, but that's all that's there on the phone and the TV. I have to choose carefully. I'm sure most of us saw the documentary, The Social Dilemma. There was just one line there. These programs have been designed to manipulate your mind. Simple. Simple. So they are saying it. And who is saying it? The ones who've created it. And they are saying it's been designed to manipulate your mind. Now it's our choice. If I'm going to allow something to manipulate my mind on a daily basis, then how can my emotional health be fine? How can my emotional stamina be perfect? So, emotional diet. Second, the thoughts we create, they manifest. So we have to be very careful in terms of the quality of our thinking. So let's create a few affirmations which we are going to use for the current time. We all know the power of affirmations and the power of visualization. We've used both these powers to manifest what we want in the outer world. You want to achieve something, you affirm it, visualize it, and it happens for you. Let's use the same power to create something in the inner world. So let's write down a few affirmations for the current time, and then you can use the same thing to write any affirmations for yourself. First one, I am a powerful being. I am a powerful being, which means situation and people cannot overpower me. I don't react. I don't get disturbed. I am powerful. Second, I am calm and stable always. Third, I am fearless. Fearless, we are putting it there because there's a lot of fear and anxiety around us. And we don't want those vibrations to influence us. So the third one is I am fearless. Fourth, I am a giver. I am a giver, which means I don't want love. I don't want respect. I don't want appreciation. I don't want. I'm not like this, chahiye, want. I'm a giver. That's very important. Fourth. Fifth, my body is perfect and healthy and will always be. So I'm removing the thought of what if this happens to me. It's the thought which creates the issue. If COVID happens, we know that 98% of us get fine only just being at home. So it's not about if it happens, so what? If it happens, we'll get healed. But that repeated thought of what if happens, what if it happens, what if it happens to me, what if it happens to my children, that is creating the fear and anxiety. So my body is perfect and healthy and will always be. If you have any health issue, please put that as an affirmation, which means if you have a blood pressure issue, we put an affirmation, my blood pressure is normal. And you can even put the figure there. My sugar levels are normal and put the figure there. Don't keep saying I'm diabetic. Don't, because I am not diabetic. My body has high blood, my body's sugar levels are not fine, and we put an affirmation for it. But if we say I am not an illness. It's my body which has a little thing and we'll manage it fine. So we put an affirmation there. My blood sugar levels are normal. And if anybody is going through COVID, my oxygen saturation is normal. It's 98. Even if your oximeter is showing you 90, you keep saying it's 98, it's 98, 98. You send that message to the body because the mind is sending every signal to the body. The body starts responding because breathless and anxiety. So anxiety will only increase the breathlessness otherwise. So then we create a very beautiful visual that God's power and blessings is a divine circle of protection around me. Draw a divine white color aura circle around you. Like we use a PP kit for protection from the virus, we use a high vibrational kit for protection from vibrations that are around us. There's so much panic, fear, anxiety. So God's power and blessings is a circle of protection around me. Then draw that circle around your family. Very important. Just draw little tiny circles around all of them so that we don't create a thought, what if? We are safe, we are secure. Then draw that circle of protection around your work, around the organization, around your work. Keep an affirmation for your achievement at work this year. So, whatever you want to achieve, you put an affirmation, I have already achieved, fill in the blank. Whatever is your goal for this year. Then we create an affirmation that abundance is my reality. No lack. We never think and speak lack, whether it's lack of resources, lack of people, lack of wealth, or lack of time. Lack of time. Even saying this, I am busy, I have no time, I'm busy, I have no time, is an affirmation. And this affirmation is not good. It's a negative affirmation. I'm busy, I have no time. We change it to I'm easy and I have more time than I need. And you will start creating a beautiful relationship with time. We should never be in resistance with anything. We should be in harmony with everything. So, and then last affirmation is for the world. You can create one affirmation for relationships if you want. I accept people as they are. People accept me as I am. All my relationships stand on a foundation of trust, respect, and dignity. So I accept people, people accept me, foundation, trust, respect, dignity. And last affirmation, circle of protection around the planet. Country and the world is safe. So these are 10 thoughts. You can add your own affirmations to it. The vocabulary is very simple. What you want to manifest, you create a thought, it is already done. I am that, not I want to be that, I am. So we just say that for the mind, for the body, for the relationships, for the family, and for the work, and for the work, and for the world. Now, how do we use these affirmations and how do we use the right emotional diet? For good emotional and mental health, very important factor is good sleep. Good sleep. Now, most of us for the last few years are not sleeping right and are not sleeping well and are not sleeping sometimes even at the right time. There's a right time of doing everything. It's not that we can sleep at any time for 7 hours or 8 hours. So some children are sleeping in the morning and we are sleeping at 2, 3. This is not good for the mind, not good for the body. There's a whole science behind it, but I'll just give it in a point. The highest energy time where we have to be asleep, we should be asleep, is 10 to 2. 10 to 2 is the energizing time for the mind and the body. So if I sleep at 11, I've lost 1 hour. If I sleep at 12, I lost 2 hours. I may sleep 7 hours in the day, but if I don't sleep between the 10 to 2, then I've lost the best time to sleep. Like there's a best time of everything. That's the best time to sleep. If I sleep by 10, I will very, very naturally wake up between 4 and 5. I will not need an alarm, and I will wake up at a time which is called Brahma Muhurat. The 4 to 5 time is called Brahma Muhurat. It is called Amrit Vela. Vela means time which is like Amrit. We look for Muhurat time for all the other things that we do in our life, but the waking up time should be at the Brahma Muhurat. Brahma Muhurat means highest vibrational time. If we are not waking up at the highest vibration time, we are losing out on the best time, where the creativity is highest, intuitive power is highest, my power to meditate, concentrate, focus is highest. So don't lose out on the best time to sleep, and don't lose out on the best time to wake up. And if we sleep right, then we don't have to sleep so much. Nowadays, all our doctors say that we need to sleep 8 hours. Sometimes they say 9 hours. Why do we need to sleep so much? They are right in what they're saying. But why are they asking us to sleep so much? Because our lifestyle is not correct. If we lead a healthy lifestyle, nothing more than 6 hours. Sometimes even 5 hours, more than enough. More than enough. But if we lead a healthy lifestyle, so we are actually going to save a lot of time. Directly, we will save 2 hours a day if we sleep for 6 hours, but if we sleep right. So first thing is to take care of how we sleep. Then the waking part is taken care of. So let's aim, while we're at home right now during lockdown, 10 o'clock to go to sleep. Now to sleep well, not just sleep right, sleep well. 2 hours before I go to sleep, I need to disconnect from work. Here, disconnect from work, here. We come home, but we have to disconnect from work here, which means no work communication. And as leaders of organization, I request you, please experiment this with your organization. You will have happy people coming to work next day, energized, rested, recharged minds, not tired, fatigued minds. Sometimes when we see on the highway in the morning from Gurgaon to Delhi, that whole chain of cars, and you look at the faces, can't make out whether it's morning or the return journey in the evening. The faces don't look fresh and vibrant and energetic. They are tired. Why are they tired? Because even just before going to sleep, they are checking their emails. They're checking their messages. They are on phone. They are on their laptops. If a human mind is working before it goes to sleep, then after that only the body sleeps. The mind is still at work. Like we should be having our dinner 2 hours before we sleep so that the digestion takes place before we go to sleep. And then during the sleep, only healing has to happen. But if we have a late dinner, then during our sleep, digestion takes place and healing doesn't happen. So at a time, only one thing can happen, either digestion or healing. Similarly, if I'm consuming work communication or content of the world before I go to sleep, then in my sleep, only digestion happens in my mind, which means processing of that content that I have consumed, not healing and energizing. So 2 hours before we go to sleep, disconnect from work communication. 1 hour before we go to sleep, disconnect from all other media, news, social media, TV serials, movies, any book which stimulates my mind. The last hour is for slowing down the mind. The mind should come from the beta stage to the alpha stage, then deep sleep at 10 o'clock, and very easy to wake up at 4 o'clock. We are saving on time. Just before we go to sleep, at least 15 minutes before we go to sleep, take a healthy emotional diet, which means watch, read, or listen something which is very pure, very powerful, full of compassion, gratitude, acceptance, love, cooperation. The content that I want to become, I consume just before going to sleep for 15 minutes. Last thoughts before I go to sleep, the affirmations. The last thought before we go to sleep is very powerful. And so please be careful that you don't create a wrong thought before you go to sleep. It may be the truth, but it's wrong. Which means if I go to sleep saying, oh my God, my back is hurting, it's the truth, but it's a wrong thought because I have created a thought of pain and disease just before going to sleep. So even if my back is hurting, my thought before going to sleep is I'm perfect and healthy, perfect and healthy. And because that thought is going to get processed for the next 6-7 hours. So I want a very high vibration thought to get processed for the next 7 hours. So the last thoughts before we sleep are powerful. They are magical. You can change your destiny with these two times, just before going to sleep and just when you wake up. That's the power they have on our emotional health. So just say your affirmations before you go to sleep, close your eyes and keep saying them, and you're going to sleep, fall off to sleep saying those high vibrational words. Then naturally, when you wake up, they will be your first thoughts on the mind. They will be your first thought. And in case you wake up in the middle of the night around 2 or 3, please don't check your emails and messages at that time. Please don't. We are going to disconnect from work at 8 and we will go back and connect to work after 7 or 8 a.m. 12 hours on a daily basis, we will disconnect from work to be creative, intuitive leaders. Creative, intuitive leaders, and to have creative, intuitive people working with us. First thing when we wake up, 1 hour, no phone, which means no world information. Nothing we want to know from the world for the first hour, because this blotting paper is absolutely clean, absorption power is highest. So first hour, wake up. If you meditate, then that's the best time to do it. In case you don't meditate, then just start with the affirmations for now. But ideally, we need to learn meditation. Till then, start with the affirmations, say them at least 5 times in the morning, and visualize them while saying them. If you're not able to concentrate here, speak it out. If you're not able to speak it out, write it out. Any of the three things will record it here. Think it, speak it, or write it. It will get coded here. Teach children this. Teach your children this. Even a 4-year-old, 5-year-old is able to do this. Instead of first teaching them coding of the computers, we need to teach them coding of the mind at the age of 5 and 6. They'll know how to manage their thoughts. Then after affirmations and visualization, at least 20 to 30 minutes of a healthy emotional diet. That's where spiritual study or a self-transformation book or a positive video, please, please, please put this in your lifestyle. 30 minutes, 20 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the night, healthy emotional diet. It is not possible to keep this powerful and stable always unless we nourish it. We have to nourish it with the right diet. So 5 times affirmation, 20 minutes, 30 minutes emotional diet. That's all the time I need for self-care. That's all the time that's needed for emotional health. And then, of course, we take care of the body. This means my 1 hour in the morning, mind and body, self care. It's my time. After that, we will check our phones and we will check our emails and we will check what's happening in the world. Even before your physical workout, you should not check what's happening in the world, because while you're doing your yoga or your pranayam or your workout, all the information of the world is going to radiate to your body. That's not the vibration we want to send to the body while exercising. It's healing time. So these two times are taken care of. And last, just one point, the food we eat. The food we eat also has an impact on the mind. It's not just nutrition for the body, it's vibration for the mind. We are what we eat. In Hindi, the line is more accurate. It is jaisa anna vaisa man. When we say we are what we eat, we think it's we are, which means my body is what I eat. Jaisa an, vaisa man, jaisa pani, vaisa vani. Which means as is the food, so is the mind, as is the vibration of the water, so are my words. So power of food and water vibrations to heal the mind is a power we are not using enough. In fact, we're not thinking about it, because when we look at food, we're only calculating minerals, vitamins, yeah, wo. That's not, that is food, the vibration of the food. So first thing, let's experiment with the vegetarian diet. Let's experiment with a vegetarian diet. Animal in a slaughterhouse. What is the vibration? What is the vibration? Look at the video online. It is hurt, it's pain, it's helplessness, it's hatred, it's fear, it's violence, and then it's death. This energy cannot be health. No, no, who told us this is health? They should have told us it's proteins. They told us it's health. It's proteins, but proteins with a vibration and energy of a lot of pain. And now, of course, the doctors are also telling us it's not very good for the body also. So let's experiment with a vegetarian diet. Second, current times and also always, let's have the food cooked in a very high vibrational environment. Like how food is cooked in the temples, in the gurdwara, in the masjid, in the church, high vibrational words going into the food and the water, which means prayers, hymns, chanting, bhajans, spiritual songs in the kitchen. In the kitchen, at home, in the canteen, at the organization or the factory. It will energize everything that people are going to eat and drink. And just before eating, culture at home, no phones and no TV while eating. No phone, no TV while eating, no business meetings while eating, which means no business lunches and dinners. It's lunch, dinner, and then business meeting or before, but not while eating. And just before eating, pause for 3 seconds, gratitude, and then say your affirmation into your food. Let your food absorb your affirmations. Let your every glass of water absorb your affirmations. If you have tea or coffee, then let every cup of tea or coffee absorb your affirmations. Because when they absorb it, it becomes your predominant thought here. So only in the morning 5 minutes, just before going to sleep 2 minutes, 5 seconds before every meal, before every glass of water. How much is that? Sounds too much, but actually no. 3 meals, 6, 7 glasses of water. So 10 times, but only 5 seconds. So 50 seconds. 50 seconds. 5 minutes in the morning, 1 minute in the night. That's all that we need to change our way of thinking. And these little practices are going to build up that denominator, resilience. Emotional health will be taken care of, and mental health issue we will never touch. We will never touch. That is certain. Thank you so much. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Shivani. That was very, very beautiful, and you covered everything from the mental diet to the physical diet. So that was really wonderful. The first thing that you said about being the creator, I think that is taking 100% responsibility. I think that is really critical to that resilience that we are trying to build. So I really very appreciative of your thoughts
It's
here.
actually the truth. So it's not that we're just taking it's the truth which we were not taking responsibility of. Because it's
Yes.
very easy for me to say, I'm irritated because of you. It's so easy to be the victim and to say,
Yes.
I'm irritated because of you. But you are being who you are. And I have to take care of my health. You're not going to take care of my health. I have to take care of my health. So how I'm going to respond to you is going to take care of my health. I'm not going to give my health away in other people's hands. The remote control cannot be with other people.
Absolutely, absolutely, very well said. And also, as you said, psychosomatic, psych, soma.
Yeah.
This really does impact the body. So thank you very much for that. I'm going to dive in because we've got a lot of questions. Just going to dive straight into let me just run through the audience questions. Here we go. Okay. All right. What about an affirmation for cancer as well as for diabetes? This has come from Rachna.
The affirmation first is that my body is perfect and healthy and will always be. For whatever specific ailment we have, according to what you want to heal, you will put an affirmation for that organ of the body. So let's say
Right.
it's diabetes, you put an affirmation for your normal sugar levels, and second, you say, my pancreas is perfect and healthy. See, so it's for that organ of the body. If it is cancer, then it is which part of the body is it? So we put an affirmation for that. And we also say my immunity levels are extremely high. See, so you say my immunity levels are extremely high. And for that organ of the body, you put an affirmation, it's perfectly healthy. If the cancer is currently there as an ailment, then for that you put an affirmation, that thing which had come into my body is gone. It's finished. It's over. For anyone who's already gone through cancer, sometimes we carry a fear, very subtle, but we carry a fear, what if it happens to me again? Because we see it happening, it recurring in other people. So for that, we put an affirmation. It's over. It's over. I've settled what I had to settle with my body, never to come again. So I have to keep saying that to my mind, never to come again, for a few days. After that, my mind is convinced and my mind says never to come again. So we are actually just teaching our mind how to think. Like we teach our children how to speak, we have to teach our mind how to talk.
Right. Okay, from Shivani, we've got what according, she says it's a lovely session, but what according to you should be the ideal routine? If you wake up at 4 a.m., how should your day and meal timings pan out?
If you wake up anytime between 4 and 5, use that time for energizing yourself, which means meditation, spiritual study, then physical health regime, whatever you follow. Then it's good to have ideally, I'm just saying ideally what we do, what we are eating for keeping the body at lighter and easy to digest food. We normally have very light breakfast of fruits, juices, and vegetable juice, and then fruits, and then a lunch which would be around 12:31, and then an early dinner which would be around 6:30.
Okay.
Then keep that rest of the day.
So
That
you
16
start
hour
with,
fasting there. It finishes there.
which naturally is intermittent fasting anyway. So that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Sister Shivani, you said that you start with vegetable juice. Is that because you don't want to line your stomach with fructose first thing?
Yeah, that's right. So a vegetable juice or a coconut water
Okay.
around 8, 8:30, and then 9:30, 10. But that's just, this is just my choice. But otherwise, just preference is that we eat easy to digest, especially right now, COVID times also. Easy to digest food, no toxins getting accumulated. Have a diet which is a normal detox. It's your body's detoxed always, not once in a while when we get it detox. So we have
Yeah.
to keep it clean always. So you're keeping your immunity levels good. We have to remember that the virus or any disease is a low vibrational entity. Any disease is a low vibrational entity. And to heal it or to finish it, we have to keep the body at a higher vibrational entity. If I have a lot of toxins getting accumulated in my body because of a non-vegetarian diet or alcohol or fatty food or very oily or overeating, eating too many times in the day, going on eating till I go to sleep, I'm eating something, then my body is not at the highest vibration which it can be. So just that's the reason.
Out vibrates the virus, basically. From Rachna, do you have a bath before starting your meditation?
Not necessary. If you feel fresh enough, if you feel sleepy, then it's good to just take a shower. If you're fresh and energetic, it's not needed.
Okay,
But that's again a personal choice.
thank you. From Neha, when people I care about are so attached to their fear and anxiety that they reject logical discussions about how to be in charge uh, of yourselves or of ourselves, including our health, creates sadness and frustration in my mind. How do I overcome this and how do I continue to reach out to them?
Uh, we went there to heal their fear and anxiety, but we can't create sadness if they don't agree to do it. So then it's like we consume their negative emotions into us. We need to understand that when someone is going through an emotion, whether it's fear, anxiety, whether it's anger, whether it's hurt, it's very real for them. It's very real. And just by saying to them, don't get angry, don't get scared, everything will be okay, there's no switch here. There's no switch here. It's like if I'm climbing the flight of steps and I'm getting breathless, and you come up to me and say, don't get breathless. Just by you saying it, it's not going to happen because my physical stamina is not good enough. So I'm getting breathless. My legs are hurting if I am walking longer. So by saying it, it's not going to happen. They have to start doing something. Now, suppose they are not ready to do something, doesn't matter. If they are family, we do it for them, which means we meditate in the house. We consciously bring them on the screen of our mind while we are meditating and we radiate power to them. The food where it is being cooked for them, we put those affirmations in the food for them. We energize the water of the house with those affirmations. You put affirmations in the water for the family and the food. They are fearless, they are confident, they are perfect and healthy. They are taking care of their mind and body. You put that as an affirmation that they are taking. Because when it comes to family, we can't keep saying it every day. Then there will
Yeah.
be arguments. It doesn't work from there. There's one communication that happens from here. But don't feel sad and hurt when they don't do it, because then you lose your ability to influence. They are at a lower vibration if they are at fear and anxiety. You go here, and then energy flows from higher to lower. But if you go feel sad, then you are here. Then you're going to catch the virus, which means you're going to catch the infection. Go here and then radiate that to them, empower them. Energize and give them affirmations, and definitely energize the food and water with the affirmations.
Thank you. She has a follow up question as well. How do I support and help friends who have lost a spouse and their children? How do I support, their children?
Okay. Any number of words, anything that we say can never heal a vacuum. It never can. But what we can do is we should pray and meditate for them. Even if we are at home and they are in their place, we can't meet them physically. If we meditate for them, even from a distance, we are able to radiate power and powerful vibrations to people. This gives them strength, the coping skill to the situation. It's not going to heal the vacuum, but it gives them the strength to cope with the situation. Also, what is very important is, in fact, I just did a program on this on Sunday, and it's there on the YouTube channel if anybody wants to have a look at it. It's about the thoughts that we need to create when someone leaves. What happens when someone leaves? We're only looking at our pain. We have to remember that our thoughts and our vibrations are reaching them. Where are they? It's a soul, eternal. The soul doesn't die, the body dies. So, where is the soul? The soul enters the womb of a mother. A baby body is getting created in the womb, and all our vibrations are reaching them. So, we need to radiate vibrations of gratitude, radiate vibrations of love and compassion, not pain and complaining. Why did you go away? How could you go away? So we have to share with them how to think, what to think, even if it won't happen throughout the day. But just 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the night, let's collectively think like this. Let's collectively say to them, you don't worry about us. We are fine here. You take care of yourself there. We will take care of ourselves. Changing our thought instead of saying, how can I live without you? Which seems a very normal thought. It may be normal, but we have to radiate positive thoughts for them. When they start doing that, to radiate that energy to them, the first person who will start getting healed in terms of the pain, not the vacuum, the
Yeah.
healing here will be they themselves and also the family. So it's very important. And this really, if anybody would want to listen to it or to share it with your friends, then I'll share it with you, Bhavna ji. You can share it with the group.
Please, that would be lovely, Shivani. Thank you. And obviously, there are a number of people. Can I just read the thanks as well, if you don't mind? They're also saying, Neha is also saying, thank you for always being a beacon of light and helping us to create beautiful relationships and a beautiful life. Radhika is saying, very practically put, is it so easy to follow, as easy as it sounds?
No, easier than it sounds. It's really easy. It's very simple. We've all done tougher things in life. All the work you do, all that you've achieved in life, this requires a lot of effort. But only how to think. The mind is the only thing which is in our control. Rest, everything is dependent on so many other factors. See, everything else, you can put in so much of effort, but there are so many other factors which are dependent on before the outcome. Only one thing is in our control, our mind. The only
Yeah.
reason why it seems difficult is it is that area of life where we've not paid attention. And once we start paying attention there, it's simplest.
Thank you. We've got from Madhu, she'd like to touch base with you. We'll connect later on that. From Neeti, she's asking, are all diseases psychosomatic?
Uh, See, it's always factors that happen. For some, it could be genetic. So it could be in my family. But even if I have a genetic issue, if my lifestyle is extremely positive in terms of taking care of the body and the mind, then the chances of that gene getting triggered are minimal. And
Yeah,
even if it gets triggered, my coping skill towards the disease is very high. So yes, it could be genetic. Yes, it could be lifestyle. Yes, it could be environmental pollution. Reasons could be whatever. But my ability to cope up with it, that is dependent on my lifestyle. So let me focus on where the power lies. And that's in my healthy lifestyle.
absolutely. Thank you. From Shivani, she's asking, is there any particular method for meditation that you suggest? Also, how long should it be?
Meditation is not about time, really. It's about how much you're able to do easily. Because if I'm sitting and yet my mind is scattering, then I don't have to sit just because I have to sit, you know. But to begin with, I would start with 10 minutes, 15 minutes, which means I will sit for 10 minutes even if my mind is scattering. Because if I keep getting up, then I'll keep getting up every day and I will never sit still. So even to sit still without distracting by gadgets, technology, or what people around me are doing, to
Yeah,
sit absolutely still, even if I'm not meditating, but just to sit still is the first step that we can start. And it's very good to even start it with children. Even they should learn to sit still without doing anything, without their hands going here and here. So this is self-discipline, self-discipline. And then we can increase it to 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, whatever you feel is comfortable. And you can learn meditation. You know, meditation is not just closing your eyes and becoming thoughtless. Meditation is something we learn. So you can also learn the meditation taught at the Brahma Kumaris. It's called Raj Yoga meditation. It's there at the center. Sisters are there to teach us. Nowadays, we're also teaching it online. So in case you want to learn it, just drop me a message and I'll connect you to the group.
wonderful. Thank you. From Vinodji, we've got excellent program. From Natasha, when we are worried for our families and we cannot change, how do you stop worrying? How do you switch off from that? So, yeah,
So you switch from the worry to the affirmation. You add an affirmation. So what about the family is worrying you? So what is worrying you is a thought. You have to, suppose, very simple, if I create a worry, my child is not studying enough. So this is a thought of worry. What will be their future is a thought of worry. Now I will change it to, they are studying to the best, more than the best of their capacity. Their future is excellent. Because now I'm shifting from radiating a low vibrational worry thought to them to radiating a high vibrational blessing thought to them. A worry thought depletes me, depletes them. A high vibrational blessing thought energizes me, energizes them. And when it energizes them, it increases their capacity. So thinking right in even the worst situations is what we need to do.
absolutely. Thank you, Sister Shivani. From Divya, could you please repeat the list of opposites, the negatives versus positives?
Okay, we can think of all the negatives that we use, but if it's stress, then it's calm and stability, irritation, impatience, patience, anger, understanding people and being respectful towards them, fear, faith, confidence, fearless,
Yeah.
comparison, self-respect, criticism, appreciation, motivation, competition, cooperation, cooperation, complaining, gratitude. So for every this word here, you'll have a word here.
Thank you. From Tanuja, how possible?
One more.
Sure.
Expectations, which we call normal. Expectations is not normal. Acceptance.
That's a wonderful one. And so before I take their question, I'm going to ask you how, when you don't want to accept something, how do you actually work with yourself to accept it?
You have to ask yourself that what option do you have? See, when you don't want to, one is if something is unethical, it's unethical or it's something that's harming you or someone else, we walk out.
Yeah.
We walk out. whether it's from the house, whether it's from the organization or wherever, we walk out. We are not going to let our karma be a part of something that's unethical, abusive, or harmful. But rest are only different sanskars. You and me are a bundle of different sanskars. And everybody will be different, whether you, your parent, your spouse, your child, your colleagues, everybody will be different. And we have to adjust with them. So to adjust with them, live with them, work with them, we have to accept that different sanskar. If I don't accept that different sanskar, then in my mind, I'm always judgmental,
Conflict.
critical, getting hurt, getting upset, getting
Yeah.
angry. And that's not just harming me, it's harming the relationship because I radiate that energy even if I don't say anything. So acceptance doesn't mean you do whatever you want, but acceptance means I understand that you carry this sanskar. You've carried it, you brought it with you. And if I feel it's not good for them, not good for me, not good for them,
Yeah.
then I can gradually give them nice affirmations to change their sanskar. But it has to be very gentle. So acceptance becomes power for them to change the sanskar.
Sure. Thank you. From Tanuja, how possible will it be to change our own lifestyle unless the norms of society do not change too, especially now with global working hours and children and families in several continents?
See, society is created only by us. What is society? Everyone is changing their lifestyle only saying, but society is like this. I cannot live like a victim because then when my mind or my body is not healthy, I cannot say, but you know what, society was like that. In that same society, you will have leaders, you will have people who have chosen to lead very healthy lifestyles. The numbers could be lesser than the so called normal lifestyle, but there are people in
Yeah.
every profession who have chosen to lead a lifestyle of early to bed, early to rise, to
Yes.
lead a lifestyle of a vegetarian life, to lead a lifestyle of having an early dinner. Even if they have to socialize after that, they eat an early dinner and then go and meet people. They lead a lifestyle where they're not drinking, not smoking. There are people in every profession doing that,
Yeah.
but it requires self discipline, and most important, we do not have the desire to get public approval. So it doesn't matter whether people say, oh, you're so boring, you're so old fashioned, or whatever. It's fine, it's just a preference. So we do not seek public approval. Most of us do a lot of things for public approval, and that's why we keep changing our lifestyle, because everyone's doing this, everyone's doing this, everyone, all of us are changing our lifestyle like that. So let's be the one who creates the change. That's leadership quality, because when you change, someone is definitely going to get inspired to create that change, and that's the ripple effect that happens.
Absolutely. Thank you. From Rachna, thank you for the session. Shubhangi, gratitude. Rachna is asking, how can we change our bad habits or sanskars? And why is it so difficult to change our habits?
No, it's not difficult to change the habit. It's just that we need to strengthen our mind to change the habit. I have to energize the mind who's going to change the habit. And therefore, even when we create lifestyle disciplines, we are increasing our willpower. See, willpower is all that we need to change the sanskar, no? So we increasing our willpower. And when we enhance our willpower, and then when we focus on that one sanskar we need to change, most important, you're taking the right nutrition for the mind. If you want your body to be healthy, some organ is not healthy, you want to heal it, you have to work on the diet. If I'm consuming all the junk content of the world, all I'm consuming 10 episodes on digital platform in one Sunday, and I'm saying, oh, binge watching, my time pass, I'm losing my strength, I'm losing my energy, then I will not be able to change my sanskar. So I have to take a good diet here. I lead a lifestyle of discipline. My willpower goes here, and then
Yeah,
I can change whatever I want to change and put your new sanskar as your affirmation.
that's how you do it. You replace it. Thank you. Um, from Aditi, we've got immense gratitude for this session to empower ourselves and take responsibility for our lives. Also, the affirmations just completed. Thank you. Also from another Aditi, thanks so much. And from Divya, beautifully explained, forever gratitude. Um, okay, then there's others where people have shared their links. Beautiful session. Thank you so much, Sister Shivani. From Malika, here we have a question. Didi, when I meditate, I connect with God and talk to Him. Is that meditation, or should the mind be totally blank?
No, the mind doesn't have to be blank at all. But in my meditation, every word and every visual has to be a high vibrational word. So if I'm connecting to the divine power and I'm having a personal conversation, it should be a high vibrational word. It should not be, oh God, this is going wrong. Oh God, this is not happening right. Oh God, but this is. Then it is a personal conversation, but they are low vibrational words. And early
Right.
morning, if 4 o'clock, I'm going to say low vibrational words, then they will get recorded here. So it's creating a high vibrational thought, visualizing it, and then experiencing it. So even if I take a simple line like, I am a powerful being,
Yeah.
it's one thought. I am a powerful being. And then I visualize myself during the day, powerful, stable. Here comes a situation, calm. Here comes a person's behavior, stable. I visualize that and I churn on that powerful being. And while I'm doing that, it's getting recorded here. So the coding happens in the morning and the program output happens during the day. So coding will happen in the morning. During the day, people will press the button. But because the coding is already done, you know what the output is going to be. So that's how meditation. So when you connect to the divine power, have a personal conversation, but make it pure and powerful and positive, not complaining and being in pain. So change that and have powerful vibration plus visualization. That will get recorded here.
Absolutely. Thank you. From Vaishali, thank you, Sister Shivani. Bhavna, okay, Natasha, thank you. Beautifully answered. Okay, from Radhika, some days may not be that good. You are in a mood which may be due to hormones, perhaps. What do you tell yourself? It's okay to slip. How do you bring yourself up? This is for those days when things just don't seem right.
See, what the definition of things don't seem right is, where is it not right? Is it that things are not happening right outside, or I am not feeling right in the mind? Uh, even when we say hormones, it's from here.
Yeah.
It's from here that the control of the hormones is taking place in the body. So again, never be a victim to anything. Never a victim to situations, never a victim to people, and never a victim even to the health of our body. We've all met people who, someone could have just 100 temperature, body temperature, and they will be in pain as if they are chronically ill. Hi, मैं बुखार हूँ, hi, मैं बीमार हूँ, hi, मैं बीमार हूँ. Body is just 100 degrees body temperature, but the mind is suffering. And we meet people, we've all met people who are going through a chronic ailment, who may be going through a third or fourth stage of cancer, but nobody seems happier than them. So it's not body over mind, it's mind over matter. It's not matter over mind, it's mind over matter. So let's just work on the mind. Even if you're not feeling nice, consume very healthy content then, which means watch, read, or listen to very pure positive content, which means take an instant diet. It's going to give you that energy to start thinking differently. Open any book which is positive, open any video, and you start consuming it. Because when I'm feeling low, there were some thoughts which were not right,
Yeah.
whether it was before going to sleep, whether it was in the morning. There are some thoughts which are not right. So I need to consume a healthy diet immediately. Just pick up anything and start reading, which is pure and positive. Your thoughts will start changing and you'll start feeling better. You'll start feeling better. It's easy, but we need to do a little bit something to take care of it. And don't consume any other world content that day.
Thank you for that. Um, Divya is saying thank you very much. Rashmi, how can we change our bad habits or sanskars? I think this has already been asked. From Tanuja, thanks for this beautiful and fitting end to this wonderful series, she says. Thank you, Tanuja ji. From Jasmine, if someone close to you is abusing himself, in terms of relationships, diet, health, alcohol. How can we help? I think you've touched upon this. Perhaps we can
Yeah,
go a little
yeah,
deeper for her. She's asking, can we affirm for others too? Because
yes,
lecturing
yes,
doesn't help and everyone comes from a different point of view. Please.
yes. We should affirm for them. It's very important. Our affirmations reach people. We should affirm for them. It's very, very important. And if they are staying in the same place as you, then add those affirmations to the food and water also. You see, because when they are eating, they might have similar thought patterns, which also go into the food and water. The food and water also carries that vibration of pain. So that's why we were taught, remember, to pray before eating. Every religion taught us pray, pause, take that pause before eating. That pause was for adding that high vibrational energy to the food. So if they're living with you, please do it also with the food and water, the tea and coffee, whatever is being cooked for them. And if they're not living with you, please keep creating that affirmation for them every morning and night, and visualize that you are creating this thought, it's reaching them, and they are becoming that. So you
Yeah.
visualize them becoming that. That's when it will start becoming power.
So visualizing the outcome you really want to see, right? Yeah, intentionalizing it. And Sister Shivani, what you're saying about the water and the food, it's so important because even that Japanese professor Emoto, right?
Yes.
He spoke and he actually showed how water molecules reacted. So it's just so
We
powerful to bless it.
we've done the same experiment in Mount Abu at the
Right.
headquarters with water, and we also have a project at the Brahma Kumaris which is called Yogic Kheti,
Wow.
agriculture. Yogic
Right.
agriculture. We've got adopted many farms all over the country, and we go there and meditate for 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the evening.
Wow.
And the ministry and universities, agricultural universities, are also monitoring that. The quality of the produce, the size, the color, the taste. And we don't even need, you just try it in your own house. Have two plants in the balcony or on the terrace.
Yes, of
Just
course.
water them every day. One, you water, अरे पानी देना पड़ता है रोज करके, and you water it out of compulsion or duty. And one,
Yeah.
you water with love. You
Yeah.
talk to the plant, and you're going to see different. So that's a proof. We don't need any other proof. We all have proof. Emotions on plants, emotions on water. And that's why it is always said, आप कौन से शहर का पानी पीते हैं? आप किस शहर के हैं? आपने किस शहर का पानी पिया है? और आपने किस घर का नमक खाया है? These are lines which are not just taglines, they are actually power. It means which city are you from? Which city water have you had? Because the city water that you've had is going to create a part of your personality. And which ghar ka namak you've had, which means that ghar ki vibrations also is going to be a part of your personality. That's the power of
Absolutely.
food and water.
Thank you so much. From Varun, he's saying thank you for an excellent session. From Madha, she's saying I'm Shanti D and thank you, Om Shanti. From Arjun, thank you, Sister Shivani, for this wonderful session. From Juhi also, we've got a lot of gratitude ones. Okay, from Aman, someone told me that if we meditate on the name of God, we feel some vibration on the top of our head. If it is true, then what does that vibration feel like?
See, one thing is when we meditate, everyone's experience will be different. So, just because someone else has had an experience, don't try and create that experience for yourself.
Right.
It's going to be very different for each one of us. You can choose what you want to do, but don't have already a decided experience in your mind saying this is what I'm going to experience, because what they would have experienced and what you would have experienced can be completely different. You need to check what you are feeling. What they could have shared possibly is when you're chanting the name of God, which means you're taking a high vibrational word. It's a highest vibrational word, whatever word they choose, and they keep repeating it. Now you have to take care when you're repeating it, you're not having any other thoughts. No other thoughts, only that high vibrational word. Then, if you do it for a long enough time, you will experience a high vibrational energy around you. But that is their experience. You create your own experience. Don't have it in your mind, because sometimes if we don't have the same experience, then we feel, oh, I did not get the same experience as them. We never can compare our experiences with others. In fact, we never can compare our experiences with our own previous experience. So what I experienced yesterday, I will not experience today. It will be different today.
In yoga, they say exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
If your body did it yesterday, don't try and say that it has to replicate it today.
Yes.
Yeah. From Neelam, Sister Shivani, can we meditate anytime in the day or only mornings and before bed?
Anytime in the day. It's just that in the morning, because your mind has not yet gone off into all the other directions, it's easy to do it. Once you start doing it daily in the morning, then to do it in the day comes easier to you.
Right. From JSB, Sister Shivani, I don't seem to have much luck in my professional career. How do I change that?
Never say this thought ever again, not even in words, not even in your minds. And now you put an affirmation for your work. Be very specific what you want to do, what you want to achieve, and you create a thought that it's already happened. Whatever had happened in the past, it's over. Sometimes because we keep thinking about what happened in the past spills over into the present because we are creating that same thought. So don't think about what had happened. Think now what you want should happen. And then create an affirmation, this has already happened, not that kept happening. So when something happens a couple of times, it's so much on our mind that we're able to manifest it another time because thoughts manifest. So just say that's over. It was the past. It's over. From now on, I'm going to be successful at my work, and then create an affirmation what that success means to you, what you want to achieve, and put it there. And then do it every single day, morning, night, every meal, every glass of water. Only that thought every single day.
Until you transform your reality.
100% you will.
Yeah.
Visualize it also. Visualize your work. Visualize that success there and visualize the achievement.
Absolutely. From Radhika, thank you so much. From Munish, thank you so much. From Neelam, thanks for organizing this. You look, Shivani, you look much younger than earlier. What's your anti-aging secret? She won't tell you, it's a secret. Okay, thank you so much for these brilliant sessions, Kavita, Sonia. Okay, Mala, Bindra, thank you. I will try and turn my lights off by 10. Okay, while we meditate, from Tanu, while we meditate, should we purposefully stop our other thoughts?
No, you consciously create the right ones. You can't stop anything. You can create the right ones. At one time, there can be only one thought on the mind. So you consciously focus on the right ones. The other one will, they can come in between. You again create the right one. So we're not forcing, or we're not, we're not against our mind. So we're not struggling inside. We're just consciously creating the right one. Most important is when you create the thought, visualize it also. It's when we don't visualize, then we seem to have some other thoughts coming here and there. So concentration is about mind and intellect working together. Create the thought, create the visual. So when mind and intellect are going hand in hand, then we don't leave the space for something else to come in between.
Wonderful.
And also very important is, if what you want to do in the morning in your meditation, you also do it during the day. Like at the Brahma Kumaris, we call it traffic control of the mind. We repeat that thought for a minute every hour. Every hour.
Wonderful.
So, the mind gets into the habit of thinking like that. We can't just do it in the morning and during the day it's all something completely different. So in the morning, but then just 60 seconds after every hour, the same practice. Point of light, I'm a peaceful being, I'm a powerful being, connected to the divine, every hour. So it's traffic control of the mind.
It's also the power of repetition. You're what you said about coding earlier, but this is really like, it's that reinforcement every hour to really just get into every cell of your being.
Absolutely.
Sister Shivani, the thanks were going to go on. I am so grateful to you. Our questions are over at the moment. Any final thoughts for our audience?
Yeah. Self-care and self-discipline. Let's make it our promise. That's the learning from COVID. That situations cannot always be on our control. They never
Yeah.
were. and they cannot be in our control always. Let's focus where we have the complete power. Let's focus where we have total control. Self-care, at least 30 to 60 minutes at least 30 minutes to begin with. Let's make it a part of our lifestyle.
Thank you so much, Sister.
Thank you, Bhavnaji. Thank you so much. Om
It
Shanti.
is Om Shanti. It's been such a beautiful experience to have you, and really, I feel so grateful to have you on our platform and for culminating this series. Thank you so much. Thanks very much. And for everybody who joined us today, thank you very much. And for everybody who's been joining us throughout Need of the Hour, we really appreciate your presence. And this series, the COVID part of Need of the Hour, officially closes today. We'll keep you posted on our CII IWN activities going forward. Thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you, Sister Shivani. Thank you to our audience. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you so much.